first type of maneuver I'm going to be showing you in this video is two different variants of the scissor roll. The first of which being the flat scissors. Flat scissors are essentially a series of nose-to-nose turns followed by reversals, and the advantage in a flat scissors goes to the slower and better turning aircraft over the faster and less maneuverable. I'll just give you a little example of this in combat. I'm going up against a Hellcat, as you can see. I'm flying my Buffalo, so I have a slower speed and I'm more maneuverable than him, so I have all the cards stacked in my favor for this. Now the objective with the flat scissors is to get lead reversals on your target. That is to say, you turn in, you do your reversal before he does, and you'll eventually get behind him. You see, he was well behind me when this first started, and I'm already starting to get the advantage on him. You can see an Air Cobra comes and tries to crash our party, but I'm not preoccupied with him right now. I want to finish this scissors with the Hellcat. And then you can see I'm now well behind him, and I'm in a good position, and it should just be finishing him off from here. The Hellcat's now on the run because he knows I beat him in the scissors. But I already damaged him a little bit, so he's not flying as fast as he usually would. After shooting him for a while, I eventually hit his elevators. And once he takes a dive, he's not pulling up from that. And so that of course frees me up to deal with that Air Cobra that I've been shooting me for the past 10 minutes. And this next type of scissors is called the rolling scissors maneuver. And the rolling scissors is basically a corkscrew flight path across the sky that results from a high-speed overshoot. And the way to properly perform a rolling scissors is to always remember to keep your lift vector towards the enemy. And when I mentioned lift vector, just imagine pointing that arrow that says lift towards the enemy. I'm flying my F4F Wildcat, and I'm mashing up against a Yak 7B. Now he's trying to dive on me, so I turn in and make him overshoot. Now it originally looks like we're about to do a flat scissors, but he takes a wide sweeping turn under me, so I respond in kind, keeping my lift vector towards him. And we do the same thing again. And basically, in this maneuver, the last one to run out of energy, or the last one to give up, wins. You can see I'm already behind him, so he's obviously either lost sight of me or just given up. Another thing to make note of is the main objective with the rolling scissors is to maximize vertical displacement while minimizing horizontal displacement. The next maneuver up is the barrel roll attack. I'll be honest, I don't use this maneuver very often. It's pretty difficult to pull off, but it is dangerous in the hands of any pilot who can successfully pull it off consistently. This is a good maneuver to use if you're going to overshoot an enemy brake. And in order to successfully perform a barrel roll attack, you're going to need to climb and barrel roll away from the enemy turn. I'll give you an example of me using the barrel roll attack. I am flying the KI-43 Hayabusa. You can see I pull up and then I barrel roll away from the enemy brake. I come back down. And if the Kitty Hawk would have continued to go straight, I would have been on his 6, but he turned back towards me. So I have to do a little bit of maneuvering to get back on his tail. And I do eventually kill the guy. But as I said, this maneuver doesn't always work out, and it takes a pretty skilled pilot to even pull it off. At least consistently, that is. And you can see I finally killed the Kitty Hawk. I'll let you take a look at that in external. You can see this is where I first dive on the Kitty Hawk. This is where I first catch him on fire. I pull up away from him, and then I barrel roll away from his brake. I come down, it should be on his 6, but he turns back towards me. And then I turn back on him, and I get on his tail. Tough maneuver. The next combat maneuver I'm going to show you is one of the most useful in my opinion, the high yo-yo. The high yo-yo is an excellent energy fighting tactic as it conserves energy. It also can prevent you from overshooting a target who brakes on you, or if you're just going too fast. Alright, I'm chasing an SU-2 here, and he brakes right on me, and instead of following his turn, I perform a high yo-yo and come back down on his 6 and conserve energy overall rather than losing it, as I would have done if I just followed his brake. And I finish him off. I only get an assist, but that's just because the game was trolling me, because I got a critical and did most of the damage. Alright, here's a second example of the high yo-yo, again being performed by the Hayabusa. Very maneuverable plane. I'm chasing a BF-109 and I was about to overshoot him, so I perform a high yo-yo. Come back down on him. And I finish him off. My teammate was yelling for help too, so he appreciated that. Alright, I'll let you take a look at that in external. See, this is where I catch the BF-109 on fire. I begin a climb, I get above and behind him. I begin an inverted roll and dive. And I achieve lead pursuit. And the BF-109 eventually goes down. There we go. The last maneuver I have for you guys is the Hammerhead Stall. This maneuver works well as a transition to booming and zooming. It's often performed after a head-on pass. And this maneuver requires a great amount of situational awareness, as does any maneuver where you're going into a steep climb or a stall. In order to perform a hammerhead stall, you're going to pull your aircraft into a vertical climb until your aircraft is on the verge of stalling. So you're going to wait until you see that warning indicator that your aircraft is about to stall. There we go. And then you're going to tilt your plane left or right by using the left or right rudder. And then it's just booming and zooming from there. Here's an example of me using the hammerhead stall in game. I just went to a head-on pass with that Airacobra. And then I pull up into a near vertical climb. I see he's going to my right. I know I'm going to need to use my right rudder in order to come down in a 6. I'm using my left rudder there for a second because I'm stupid. And then I dive down on top of him. And then I eventually pick up enough speed to overtake his turn. And I take the shots and blow him up. Alright, I'll show you that hammerhead stall in external. And that should be it, guys. Thanks for watching my War Thunder Advanced Combat Maneuvers video. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in my next one.